I've been noticing here lately that I'm more mindful of my emotions and the triggers of said emotions in a very positive and productive way. And it is not as though that hasn't been in my life daily. It's that I'm noticing it more, and I'm appreciative of that. As in noticing, there's more fine-tuning that I can do with myself, because myself is as beautiful and wonderful as myself is. It's also good for health, for my self-care, to notice, the things that I think, my thought process is, the things that I say as well, and to keep my thoughts in a positive mental state, in a healthy place, and not to overthink as much or to notice when I'm overthinking so that I can collaborate that to my benefit. So if I'm going to overthink, it'd be overthinking on something positive and being solution oriented rather than spiraling down a rabbit hole of something I may have seen on Instagram or something that I heard on YouTube, or maybe even or something that I experienced in on the whole. So always fine-tuning and keeping this beautiful mechanism of myself in prime working order, and I'm extremely thankful and appreciative to be able to do so. As I also notice, being around people, of course, I'm a person, so as I'm around people, so many, like the varying thought processes, is staggering, the amount of self-loathing, really, that I encounter with people, and the depression, the sadness, the anger, the hatred. It's, again, very staggering, astounding even. And I realize in myself that I was, and at one point in my life, there. Yeah. And I have hope, and I am available when I have the energy to be available to my friends and family and those who I'm around, who I encounter and things I experience, to lend a hand, to lend an ear, to lend a compassionate and empathetic and sympathetic ear. Because no matter what, love is the absolute cure for all of those things. It takes time to realize where it is in your mindset and how to, I guess, incorporate it and really not just push love away and put it on the back burner. What I mean by that is self-love, self-care. I feel people get bogged down with doing 50,000 tasks a day, taking care of large households, and there's nothing wrong with that. The balance that goes along with that, I notice a lot of situations that I encounter, with friends and family and such, that the balance is lacking. It's a very one-sided, selfless act, and all involved feel the weight of that in a chaotic sort of way, because keeping the house in order is a task. From chores to children, be it your fur babies or flesh babies, they require attention. And in doing so, in cleaning and cooking and giving the attention and giving the love and giving, which is a beautiful thing, the receiving part is kind of lacking. And also, I notice not so much, there's a lack there, but there's also, it seems as though it's a refusal to receive, or put it on the back burner to receive it too, which I find very interesting. I noticed that with myself, and I noticed that with myself on occasion as well. I feel that's helpful too, because if I notice it with myself, I can notice it with someone else. So, these are things that I am working on, and I have worked on, and I'm continually working on in so much of a fashion as it's a daily habit, which has become, I forget the chain of command that they say, the daily habit becomes the this, becomes the that, then becomes the lifestyle. So yes, at this point, I believe it's closer to a lifestyle, if not a complete and total lifestyle of inner peace. My personal zen, and noticing and listening to myself, my mind, my body, so that my words are deliberate and my thoughts are deliberate. I'm a huge kid. I'm a big joker. I love to be silly. And that, I feel, tends to cushion the intellect a bit, because I guess that can be abrasive sometimes. Unintentionally. However, the message still lies within the words. So, yeah. The taking the time to get to make the little increments, what is the word? I will say habits, make the little habits into a lifestyle, because there are steps involved. It's starting somewhere in all the chaos, starting somewhere in all of the pain, starting somewhere in all of the hurt, to just step back and realize that the time that you get to spend with yourself can also be a happy and joyous, peaceful, loving and kind time that you can give to yourself, rather than it being a mournful, painful, hurtful time. The most time we spend with ourselves, like when we're in those situations, is overwhelming. It's painful, it hurts, and then you pay attention to yourself. So there can be times that ought to be, more often than not, where the time that you're spending with yourself is in joy, in reflection, in mindfulness, in love. To give yourself that love that you give to everyone else and everything else. You're the source of that. So definitely have some for yourself. Have some. That makes it a lot easier when things do begin to pile up into that overwhelming cycle where it's one thing and then it rolls downhill, and the snowball effect. It doesn't necessarily have to be downhill, but the motion is happening. It's kinetic energy happening, where the snowball is getting bigger and bigger. It's this, and then it's that. And it's just like, I forgot to take out the garbage. Oh man, I forgot to do the dishes. Oh man, you know what? I haven't swept the floor. Well, I haven't done laundry, and all those tiny micro things add up to a stinky house, no clothes to wear. It's like, oh yeah, I meant to shower this morning. Now you're stinky, your house is stinky. All those little things add up, and that's part of that spiral. So if that one thing that you can take and do during the day to help you stay zen, make that a base. And it doesn't even have to be anything major. And like when you get out of bed, before you get out of bed, just take a moment to take a deep breath. Just even before you open your eyes to get out of bed. Or maybe when you get out of bed, just sit there for a sec. Take that deep breath. Just and say thank you. Then let your feet hit the floor. Try that for a couple of days, and then let that snowball effect turn into a couple of weeks, and there you've formed a habit, a positive one, in the morning. When you take a breath, especially in like a deep breath in the morning, just make sure your tongue is at the bottom of your mouth, not at the roof of your mouth. Because when your tongue is at the bottom of your mouth, the airway is open to get more oxygen to your brain. Ha ha. So, that's a way to start. And even this, when you brush your teeth the same time every morning. It's one little thing, one little thing, one little thing, one little thing. A consistent little thing in a positive direction can swing the pendulum in the most unexpected ways. The most unexpected ways. Because those people who will go to the gym every day will tell you, that shit was hard at first. The desire was there. I wanted to go to the gym. And then I made excuses. And then last year I didn't go. But then this year I started going. I said I was going to do it on New Year's Day, but I started a couple days ago. And then those couple days, or I started a couple days after, and then those days turned into weeks, turned into months. Now I've been at the gym for the last 2 years, listen, my stamina's up, my energy's up, my flexibility's off the roof, my strength is incredible. That only comes from making little strides. And that's just one example. It can literally be anything. So whatever the day brings, there's goodness there. That's one of my habits. Finding the goodness in as many moments each day as I can. Like right now. I hear birds outside my window, just chirping away, just singing me a beautiful song. And that makes me happy. It doesn't ever have to be anything extravagant or outrageous. The little tiny things just make such a huge difference, and they add up. Appreciating little moments throughout the day can add up huge. And it keeps, I can't speak for everyone else, but for me, it keeps my attitude in check. It keeps my mindset peaceful and appreciative. And my mood is always a good mood. Always is a generality. How about my mood is 98% freaking awesome all the time? Because I feel awesome as much as possible. And I do that on purpose. So when it comes, because we're almost in, I guess, a life game of tennis. People say chess. I say tennis. Chess too, I suppose. But the ball will get hit over to my side of the net in the most unexpected ways, and then it's my duty in this little match set to hit the ball back. How am I going to return that serve when life serves me something I may not particularly care for? being prepared and having goodness, having that appreciation, that the lightheartedness and the goodness in my heart, because of the appreciation in each day, the appreciation in each moment that I can find, that has built up this cushion where, let's say I get hit by the ball of life, just pow, coming at me, and they're like, all right, that's no point, but damn, did that hurt? Yeah. I have to now, or if it comes at me and I just barely miss it and I have to serve, I have to find in myself the tools in my day-to-day, I say repertoire or whatever you want to call it, arsenal, but my everyday experience to serve the ball back, or to return the ball of life back in a manner that is, for me, gratuitous and hilarious, because I'm just a silly person, and meaningful and positive for all parties involved. That's people, you can say whatever you want, but that's just me. That's just how I roll. That's just how I feel. I waste no time on trivialities. That's a word, one of those. On trivial things. I don't waste my time on those, because whatever's going to be is going to be regardless, especially in trivial situations. So I dismiss those things. The things that are having to do with health. It's so important. It is so important to recognize that health is more than just, when I'm sick, I go to the doctor. I'm going to the gym this morning because I like going to the gym. Fantastic. Health comes in every way. It's in what you eat, what you think, how you behave with other people, and how you treat yourself, among a few. So in that realm, and the infinite possibilities therein, I urge choices of positive actions, positive reflection, positive thought, positive speech. Because you deserve it. I know I deserve it. That's why I do it. No one else can fulfill that role for me in truth and earnesty with all authenticity. And I trust me. No one but me. For me. Because I know I have my best interest in heart. I know how to make myself laugh. I know my heart and my mind. I know my emotions. I'm getting to know me more and more and more and more every single day. And I love it. I love it. God made this body for me as a gift to, I guess, me and anyone else who encounters me. I look at it that way, not in a self-centered sort of mind frame, but in a giving and loving sort of mind frame. Because if God created me to be a gift to you, I hope I'm doing my part by maybe getting you to smile, laugh, think about some things that are good for your health. Because this ain't about me. Like when you get a gift somebody gives you, is it about the gift? No. It's about you, the giver, the intent behind the giver, and you, the receiver. How will you receive it? You know? Or will you? So that's your business. It's up to you. But I know for myself, I had to start at the source, at me. For this, you know what I mean? God is source, yes. And I am his child. In this body, these resources, all of this resource that I have, I am infinitely fascinated and so curious about everything that is me. It turns me on. It turns my mind on. It again makes me happy. It really, truly does. therefore, am perplexed when I encounter, again, which is quite often, and when I encounter people who just have no regard or disregard, complete disregard for their own selves. How do I communicate with someone who doesn't love themselves, who, also wants me not to love myself? Trivial things, right? I do my best to listen and be there until you try to drag me down. And here's the thing, I'm not going to be drugged down. This is what some people like to do. If they're miserable, they love to try to make those around them miserable as well. I am opposite. I am joyous and happy and fun and silly, and I love to make those around me joyous and to enjoy my silliness. Life is too damn serious. Life is too ridiculous. Ridiculous in a good way is a completely different story, but life can be ridiculous in a this is really fucked up type of way. And we've all been there. We all have experienced it in one way or another. First, second, third, or 20th hand, we've experienced it. So, we know the downs. Let's familiarize ourselves with the ups. They're so joyous. So many of them. Countless. And they're free. Free, man. The beach is free. Well, where I live, the beach is free. If where you live, the beach is not free, it's still a good beach. You still get the air, you still get the sand, you still get the water, you still get the vibe. A beach is a whole vibe. So it's a good one too. For all of us that have been to the beach. Embrace those things. You know, your favorite song, good songs that you hear for the first time that get you hyped. It's good shit. And it's free, man. All these things that can give us the balance that we can sometimes be lacking, or yes, it's there. So there's really no need for lack because it's available. The only way there's lack is if you're not taking advantage of what you have at hand. If you lack happiness, it is only within you that you can have happiness. You feel me? Sure, you can shop until you drop, and that'll make you happy that you got new shit. But what if when the shopping vibe and the shopping magic, that feeling has worn off? Then what? Then what? Happiness is a never-ending source, a source within you. Whether you knew that or not. Just like you feel like you have never-ending sadness, like the sadness is never going to end, you have a choice to not continue to be sad. You have a choice to not continue to be angry. Now, I understand the circumstances are different for each and every individual. Your experiences are all different. I am not negating your pain. I am not disavowing your pain or your sadness or your anger at all. Feel those things because that's why we have emotions. What I am saying is balance the feelings of anger, sadness, pain, distrust, mistrust with love, compassion, understanding, empathy, and all those things. You know, because if this is a tug of war, you're losing with yourself on the one side. The goal is balance. So no, I'm not negating those feelings. I encourage them with also not living there, not wallowing in it. You know, there is joy. There is tranquility. There is peace. There is goodness all around every day in you. Tap into that shit. Make that a priority sometimes. Because it's so important. It is so important to really be in touch with yourself. Be the love of your own life. and then go be the love of everybody else's. And that way it's not overwhelming, because if you have practice doing it with yourself, making yourself the love of your life, self-care, all those things, if you practice that, now you've got a basis to go off of. So as life hits the ball in your direction, you smack that motherfucker right back with some stank on it and a giggle and a smile, because you can. You can. And I encourage you to do so. You're brave. You're confident. You're amazing. You're cool as fuck. And you can also be a pain in the ass. I know you don't hear that a lot in motivational shit, but for real, we all can. So you're holding on to the pain in the ass part of yourself. You can let that go sometime. Let it go. Embrace the cool ass individual you are. Not in a pompous asshole type of way, but in a, yeah, you know what? Shit can suck sometimes. I can be down sometimes. I can really not like this or like that sometimes. I will get to a point where it is natural, second nature, just like breath, to love myself, to take care of myself, to be here and show up for me. And that way, when things come and stuff starts to quote unquote pile up, it won't pile up far. It won't pile up too far at all, because you'll notice it and be like, this needs attention, and you'll get attention to that. You can't be spread thin, but you'll prioritize more. See? So as you practice it, you become better at it, and your time management is going to be fucking on point. Your health management is going to be fucking on point. Your life management is going to be fucking what? On point. So, my friend, I love you. I love me. I want you to love you more and more every day. Don't pass by the mirror next time you're in the bathroom or wherever your mirrors are. Don't just walk past. Look in that mirror and smile at yourself. Give yourself a genuine, honest smile. Like you got an inside joke with yourself. Give yourself a really genuine, loving loving smile. And make that a habit. So that way when you do look in the mirror, you like what you see. Yeah, it's possible. Give it a shot. I am Ann Walker. I'm sexy as fuck. I'm amazing. I'm confident. I am powerful. I am everything God created me to be. And so are you. Peace.